Good morning, good morning. I wanted to come on and make a quick little video about something. I noticed today, a lot of people is calling everybody narcissists down. And it's very true. There's a lot of people saying, oh, you're narcissist, you're narcissist, and everybody's not a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's completely not a narcissist. There's some narcissists out here, but everybody's not a narcissist. But that's a very tricky situation because when you have a society that has narcissistic tendencies, people that's not narcissistic tend to display these tendencies as a way of coping with surroundings or their environment. So whatever environments you in, to cope with it, eventually you start picking up the same traits as the environment you're in. If you're in a violent environment and you're surrounded by violence and that's induced on you, eventually you start becoming violent. And that's just the way it goes. We have a society that's bent on deception, manipulation, deceiving, and taking pride in being apathetic. Most people tend to move like that, whether they are like that or not. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people that are not narcissists could be coming off as very narcissistic. Now, that's the difference. Narcissist is somebody who's embodying these 5 personality traits, and they're proud to be that. They think it's some kind of strength or superpower, and they're not able to reflect on the damage that they bring to the situation with lack of empathy. You understand? So that's the defining character of a true narcissist. But most people in the world, they just have a narcissistic traits in a narcissistic society. And we have to realize what's going on out here. And unfortunately, the way the world is being taught by the internet and other things, most people are combating this narcissistic society with more narcissism, and it's driven us to a very depressive, cynical society that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have to stay rooted in Christ and love and truth. You know what I'm saying? I hope this helped y'all out to understand the difference between narcissism and narcissists. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have that confused out here. But we're in a narcissistic society, and narcissism is at an all-time high, the way people are moving out here. But I don't think it's intentionally. I think it's because when the narcissistic society is at play, you have to kind of deal with people doing narcissistic tactics. You have to kind of adapt, and a lot of people fall into that. Let's try to stay awoke and aware. Have a great day.